Stepped on the scene, dripped in saline. Whole crew shining, call me Mr. Clean. Came in from the back, walked right to the front. Dancing to the music, smoking on the. Got the women smiling, punk grilling me, looking all dusty. Black Force energy, I don't even drink, but the team pop bottles. Not here for the beef, but the Glock holds hollows. Think I'm cocky, but I think I'm worse. In this flexing like a Mr. Universe.
The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros was Derrick James exposed as a trainer. It's been going around online. A lot of people feel like Derrick James had no plan B, but one of his biggest detractors and someone who's been very critical of Derrick James is former champion Antonio Tarver. We're going to look at some of the sound bites from Antonio Tarver, and then we'll discuss it. All right, so Antonio Tarver has been very vocal, and take a listen.
Extra class. If Terrence was going to win, I thought it would be under 8, but it looked like in the 8th round he was pretty much done. Terrence took that round off and got right back in it, finished him in 9. But I thought Earl was going to compete a lot better, and it just didn't look like it was the same class in the ring. Unfortunately, nothing. The pressure didn't work. The defense, he had no defense, bro. No idea of defense. But the sad part is, it's not even sad, but you got trainer of the year in your corner, bro. You don't supposed to come out there and look that bad under no circumstance.
That's a fact.
That really know what the hell going on in this game, bro. For real. But the fight was not bad. That shark ran into a well tonight, boy. It's a master class.
Yo, that's hate, yo. You see what I'm saying? He started all positive and just ended with the hate. You know what I mean?
All right, so let's take a listen at what he had to say right here. Was this the same one? Oh yeah, this is the same one. All right, hold on, let me pull up a different one. Hold on. Oh man. All right, here we go.
Crawford's knockout victory over Earl Spence. Derrick James checks Terrence Crawford's gloves to see if they're loaded. He is clearly in disbelief after doubting Terrence Crawford's punching power prior to the fight.
Look at his face, yo. Oh, man.
Let's stretch his uncle, dog. See how he grabs the he squeezes it.
You gotta make sure. You gotta make sure.
That's like that Luis Russell, Billy Collins, bro. He's like, yo, that's solid work to me right there. Checking that glove, making sure wasn't nothing. All right, and so here's what Antonio Tarver had to say right.
Hasn't shown me that he can make a lot of adjustments. When I look at Spence style, I see the same thing: aggressive boxer. But I ain't never seen him boxing going back. I ain't never seen him use his counter punching ability. I ain't never seen him block, make a motherfucker miss, and make a motherfucker pay. I believe Crawford has ability to do more things in the ring. I've seen him do more things in the ring. I've seen him fight ambidextrous. I've seen him knock motherfuckers out with both hands. I've seen him fight. I've seen him box. I've seen him counter punch. I've seen him do a lot of things in the ring. When I see Errol Spence fights, I don't see a lot of that. I see a lot of the same thing, the same approach, the way he knocked my boy out in England. Same thing, aggressive, body pop, same way he fighting, bro. And when you fight a guy like Bud Crawford, you're going to have a lot of different things to your game. Spence hasn't shown me that he...
So that's what Antonio Tarver had to say. All right, I'm gonna turn over to you, Dollar Bill. What's your reaction to the criticism of Coach Derrick James?
I mean, listen, man. Like, you gotta be able to take your losses like you take your wins.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, you took all the praise when you was winning. When you lose, people going, wait, can't wait. It's like here on our show. You know what I'm saying? Nobody talks about all the predictions that I get right. You know what I'm saying? Or if you know what I'm saying, or if I stumble on the word, everybody can't wait to point it out. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Like my thing is, I be really kicking it with y'all. Like we're kicking it on the streets. So if I fumble on the word, I'll be like, they know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? You know, but some people don't, and some people, wait for you to, you know what I'm saying? That's how it be. Like for real, like it was the funniest thing. Like people was talking about the predictions. Everybody wanted us to be like it was like the craziest thing. Like, oh, y'all still showed up. Of course, we still showed up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? No, for real. Let's just be real. Let's just get this off my chest. No girl is ever going to be like, you know what? I'm not going to sleep with you because you got your prediction wrong. You know what I'm saying? So until that happens, I'm not going to take this serious. You know what I'm saying? You didn't get the Earl Spence Crawford right, so you know what I'm saying?
No buttons for you. You know what I mean?
I'll make sure all my picks is on point then. You know so, listen, man, Derrick James, you gotta be able to take it, man. Like when you was winning, you know what I'm saying? You took it. You took all the praise. When you lose, it's gonna be people that got something to say. Another thing I also said that I wanted you to be wary about. I said this a long time ago when I heard that you was getting, the AJs and the Ryans. Don't put too much on your plate. We see this a lot in boxing with trainers that have one-star pupil and they thought that they can go do this with this other one and they'll grab so many and then it takes away from them. It happened to the greats. It don't happen to Freddie. It don't happen to, you know what I'm saying, a lot of them. It happened to the Robert Garcias. All these trainers be up. And then they take on an extra load. The next thing you know, it starts taking away a little bit from their fighters. This happens. This happens. This doesn't happen in the sport of boxing. Y'all gonna name a couple of other names that done happened to.
I feel like Emmanuel Stewart at one point.
Emmanuel Stewart, even Hunter. You know what I'm saying? This happens. People start taking on too many because they thinking that you're the man. And it happens.
I would name Joe Gooseman, but I feel like Goose just shows up for a check, bro. I'm being honest here.
Shout out to my man Joe.
Goose be like,
yeah.
All right.
You gotta get inside of them now. You gotta get on. That
was the last real time Goose
that's
the
class. Rest in peace, my man Diego. But yeah, Derrick James, man, that was my only concern is when I seen you grabbing, because this is what happens to a lot of trainers. They start doing good with one or two fighters, and then start thinking that they can bring on a whole list of stable of other fighters. You know what I'm saying? And that becomes the problem. Got too many things going on. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what happened with it doesn't. I feel like that happened with with Eddie too. You know what I'm saying? I feel it happens with a lot of trainers. You know what I'm saying? But it comes with the game, Derrick. It comes with the game, Derrick. You know what I'm saying? You're a good trainer. You got an undisputed fighter. You done got your fighter there with 3 belts. You done took these kids from the mud. You know what I'm saying? Earl from the mud and got them up. You know what I'm saying? In front of all the peoples. You know what I'm saying? So you're a good trainer, man. Don't let just one bad night, mess with your head. Just get back to the drawing board, my brother.
All right, G.
Yeah, I agree with Trill, but he definitely got exposed, though. I'm just saying, he got violated, man. And so I know every time Spence had to go back out of there, I know Derrick James was like nervous. You know what I mean? And the fact that you just showed that video of him touching them gloves, like his face looked like he was in like disbelief, like he was praying that he was gonna find something suspect. He was squeezing on them things like Buddha beads, like, yo, let me see. Yo, he had it in his face like, damn, this dude's the real deal. So Derrick has that, oh man, I don't know face, So Derrick, whatever strategy you're gonna come up with for the next one, you have to have playing A, B, C, D, and E, F, G. You know what I mean? Like, it can't be a one-sided, we're just going to move forward and attack, So that's why, to me, although Antonio, at the end, he started hating, at first I felt like what he was saying was constructive. Like Spence had, I'm just being honest. Spence did lack a lot of things. Like his defense, there was no defense. He was just getting punched at will in the head. It was like, whoa, what's going on here? You know what I mean? It was like there was nothing coming behind them punches. Like he never adjusted, you know. And so, to me, I don't know. Was it because outside factors? Was it because Derrick and Spence just weren't in sync? Or was it like TC just punches that hard that every time you hit him, man, the game plan just went out the window? You know what I mean? But like something happened where whatever strategy that Derrick developed, it just fell short, you know? So definitely Derrick James and Errol Spence got exposed in this fight. But it does happen, and that's why I agree with Trill when Trill was like, you know, it comes with the territory. You know, people praise you when you do good. People gonna hate on you when you do bad. This is one of those moments you did bad. You know, just I don't think you should like let this like end your coaching career. You know, especially seeing I don't know, that AJ fight might not happen. So I guess at least you have some time now to kind of figure that out. You know what I mean? I don't think because AJ was the next person. Who's after AJ that was supposed to get into a fight?
You mean with Derrick James?
Yeah, like one of his fighters. So pretty much,
I would
I
assume Ryan's
think he
gonna
has
be
enough
next.
time. So he has enough time to like focus, sit down, and figure some things out, man. You know what I mean? Because obviously Spence is gonna be on suspension at least for like a month to recover. So he's probably gonna be put on ice for a little bit. Derrick James could focus on some things, watch the tape, watch some footage, and kind of develop a better game plan for the rematch. Even though, again, like what Ned said in the previous segment, I don't really think it's gonna do much of a difference. But hey, I could be wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought AJ was gonna get violated with Usyk in the rematch, and AJ did a lot better. He still lost, but he did a lot better than he did the first go around. So who knows? Anything's possible. Same thing with Wilder. Well, in the third one, he did a lot better than the second. He still lost, but he did better.
All right, TBE.
I don't think he was exposed. Yeah, he was exposed because it's like, yes, you're what is it? A A-tier trainer, and you're training all this talent, and you can't provide adjustments during the middle of the fight where they can understand, or you could like comprehend to them what to do. So yeah, he got exposed in this fight against CC because it's like, yo, like when we was watching the fight, it was like, nah, you got to use head movement, this, and everything he tried, it was just hit in the face. But I don't want to give Spence no excuses. Spence ain't give us no excuses. I just don't know if he was himself, like, because sometimes the big stage can like be big factor of like how you perform, and his performance that night wasn't what we wanted, because it should have been a 50-50 battle, but it was a 100-0 battle, and Spence got whooped. I ain't gonna lie, but was he exposed? The touching of the gloves was a little suspect, but for instance, I don't want to go out to other sports, but I feel like a coach plays a big role in training athletes. And training athletes, they can unlock their full potential. You got Jack McKinney with the Lake Show. He gave him the running gun. Like they was going up and down the court. They was scoring. They was out running teams. He was like, yo, you gotta run, you gotta run, you gotta run. And if your coach is telling you, nah, if the coach is not telling you go do more than what you provide, then they're setting you up for failure, because the next coach is gonna see like all they do is just throw right hands, avoid the right hand, and then duck, dodge, weave, head movement, duck it, catch him when he's slacking. But Derrick James didn't do that with Spence. He didn't show him like this is the flaws in my system. You gotta see the flaws in your system and improve on that. But if you think your system's the perfect system, there's always room for failure, because there's somebody gonna see that, exploit it, and see like, yo, they don't think you could like catch them with a left hand, a right hand, a left hook, an uppercut, things of that nature. So he got exposed, yes. And if, as a Derrick James, I would tell you, if you want to teach technique, teach technique. If you want to teach fighting styles, no. If when it comes to a fighter, you want them to improve on their fighting styles because every fighter has a different style, every fighter has a different technique, but you want your fighter to be the best at what they do. If you're gonna be moving, running, and then you know when you gotta land that punch, land that punch. But you can't get your fighter beat up like Spence just got beat up. And that's all I'm gonna say. Like you can't just do that. Like like I'm not gonna go there. But yeah.
We've said this a long time ago. I remember there's always a point where the trainer gets blamed. I remember when AJ had his losses, they were blaming McCracken, and then it went Robert Garcia, and now it's Derrick James. Trainers prepare fighters, but fighters fight. And if you watch All Access, I heard Derrick James giving Earl Spence instructions, but he wasn't doing it because sometimes the fighter in front of you takes away those options. Sometimes it's easy to hear your trainer saying something, but it's harder to implement because the person in front of you is making it difficult. So it's one thing to say that Derrick James got exposed, but what Derrick James and Earl Spence have been doing has worked. It got him to the point where he was the A side in a undisputed fight, and then he got dominated by Terrence Bud Crawford, who is an exceptional fighter, who may just be better than him, and there's nothing you can do about it. I'll give you an example. Floyd Joy Mayweather Sr., the best trainer of all time, according to him, of course. He trained Floyd Mayweather, his son. And when he trained his son was nice. Now, before you sit around and try to play Floyd Mayweather Sr., he also trained Oscar De La Hoya. And when Floyd Mayweather Sr. was training Oscar De La Hoya looked good. But Floyd Mayweather Sr. got fired because he refused to train Oscar De La Hoya for the fight with his son, Floyd Mayweather Jr. And Oscar De La Hoya decided he was just going to go his own way after that. And he left Mayweather Sr. But Mayweather Sr. got Oscar De La Hoya through a good stretch of his career and helped Oscar De La Hoya look good. So he looked good with Floyd. He looked good with Oscar. But Floyd Mayweather Sr. also trained Ricky Hatton for his fight with Manny Pacquiao. And Ricky Hatton got knocked out cold, clean. Highlight reel knockout. We're going to sit here and say that Floyd Mayweather Sr. got exposed in his fight with Manny Pacquiao. And Manny Pacquiao was also trained by Freddie Roach, who's a great trainer himself. And I'm going off my mind. I'm not looking this up, but I do think Freddie also stepped in for Mayweather Sr. in the Oscar De La Hoya fight.
Freddie got exposed when Floyd fought Manny, and when Marquez fought Manny the fourth time, he was exposed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is nonsense. So if that's the case, right? Right. So all right. Yeah. So Floyd Mayweather Sr. got exposed when Ricky Hatton got knocked out by Manny Pacquiao, who was trained by Freddie Roach. And then Freddie Roach got exposed when Floyd Mayweather Jr. beat Manny Pacquiao, who was trained by Floyd Mayweather Sr. You see what I'm saying to you? It's the guy in the fight at the end of the day. That's who makes the difference. Like, we sitting around here talking about Derrick James got exposed. I'll say this. Was there a lack of a plan B? Yes, there was a lack of a plan B. But could it be the lack of the plan B was because, but I mean, let's be honest. You know who never had a plan B? Mike Tyson. Why? Because Mike was going to win being Mike, or he was going to lose that fight. Maybe Earl's just that guy. He has the win, doing what he does, he's not, or he can't win. You talk about guys talking about being on the back foot. Everybody can't do that. Everybody's not going to be on the back foot. Everyone's not going to be able to do that. Mike Tyson wasn't going to be able to do that. And when you ever see Mike Tyson floating around the ring doing all that back foot stuff? You ain't never seen it. This is not the type of fighter he was. Earl Spence is not that type of fighter. So what are you talking about? Terrence Crawford's that type of fighter, and no one will give you credit. But although we didn't call this fight, we all knew Terrence Crawford was the more talented fighter. That was never up for debate. Everyone knew that. Anyone with eyes can see that. What Earl Spence's advantage was, everyone thought he was going to be the bigger, stronger, physically imposing guy. But after the second round, once everyone saw he didn't have that, everyone knew it was what it was. So did Derrick James get exposed? I mean, I think it's a bit silly to run around saying that the man has. Look at Jamel, for example. Jamel was in a fight with Castano that ended up being a draw, and they went back to the drawing board, and Castano came out and he ended up winning. No, he didn't get exposed, man. Trainers train, fighters fight. Unless you were in that training camp and you know what they went over, you can't definitively say there wasn't a plan B. Derrick James gave instruction. Earl Spence couldn't follow it. Some of that has to do with Terrence Crawford. You got to give credit where it's due. Derrick James is still a great trainer. And so, like you said, Trill, people have been waiting to throw dirt on his name. He just got to take it like he takes his wins and keep on moving.
Let us know how you feel in the comment section. Please like and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter. And please check out our podcast on all major streaming services. You know who you're rocking with. It's the Boxing Bros.